Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial would be discussed in this session. So let's get started with today's topic list. Today is 20th of September. The first topic is virtual G20 agriculture meeting. Second, anti-tank missile completes all its trial. Third, India to take call on Afghanistan investment after the Taliban taking the Afghanistan. The government of India is looking for all other investment that is made. Now the second last is empathy through education. We have two editorial today. One is from the Hindu and other is from the Indian Express. The last editorial is unblock the system. So this is the editorial and news. Apart from this, there would be some MCQ questions that would be based on current affairs that will help you in the upcoming prelims examination, right? So without any further delay, let's get started. And those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up. So the first news, that is virtual G20 agriculture meeting. This is something which is important for General Studies paper 2, bilateral regional grouping and agreement, evolving India and affecting India's interest. So G20 meeting, which was recently held. So this particular meeting concerns more on agriculture. So during a recent meeting, this is called G20 agreement, which was held virtually. The Union Minister for Agriculture joined, Narendra Thoman. He has participated in that, right? And he said that India can become a destination country for healthy foods item, right? And he particularly focuses upon the fortified foods, जो bio fortified foods होते हैं जिनकी nutrition value को increase की जाती है depending upon the demand of the nutrients, right? So he said that which are the sources of staple diet in the micronutrient is being promoted to remove the malnutrition. We have seen the biofortification in terms of rice and soybean chunks, right? So this is how biofortification is actively working in India. And during G20 agriculture meeting, this was one of the ministerial meeting organized by the G20 Leader Summit, which was hosted by Italy. So factually, what you have to keep in mind that it was held in Italy. This can be factually important for your examination. So this is a snapshot from that particular meeting which was held, agriculture ministerial meeting. This is for the 17th and 18th of September. It was held in Florence in Italy, right? So if you, in examination, it can ask you either the city or the country, right? So this is G20 Italy 2021. Now, India called for this like year 2023 would be an international year for millets. This is what India is looking forward with. So the United Nations has accepted India's proposal to declare year 2023 as an international year for millets. तो आपके लिए यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही important points है. Year आपको ध्यान में रखना है कौन सी चीजों के लिए इंडिया ने अर्ज किया. So India has urged that millets would be the international year in the year 2023, right? And they have urged G20 nations to support the celebration of millet and promote nutrition and sustainable agriculture, right? Now, G20 agriculture meeting is one of the ministerial meeting organized by the G20 Leader Summit hosted in Italy in October. This would be further and again continued, and the meeting is going to sustain further also. Now, reintroducing the traditional foods, basically Government of India ने emphasis दी है कि जो traditional foods हैं उस items को भी include की जानी चाहिए. So this include millets and other nutritious cereals, fruits and vegetable, fish, dairy and other organic product in our diet. The people of India should be given, and they should be making their all endeavor so that people can utilize and consume these type of food items. Now the production has been phenomenal in India. Recently हम अगर बात करें, India has become a destination for the healthy food item. We have Ayurveda. We have lots of spices and several that has a more nutrition value compared to any other foods, and even that is grown in India, right? So अगर बात करें इस तरह के फूड आइटम्स की जो कि हेल्दी है काफ़ी, एंड वी आर इवन exporting that items to other global market. So this would be the right time to introduce the organic food and other food stuff that can be exported to other countries. Now कुछ ऐसे initiatives जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने लिए हुए हैं. So the government of India has taken some important initiative in this regard. First, what they did, increasing the optimal use of water resources, right? Water is something which calls for a holistic utilization and even the optimal utilization. So government has increased the use of water that you can potentially utilize it. Creating infrastructure for irrigation. Irrigation is again was a big challenge. Nowadays many things has improved in terms of irrigation. So this is terms of infrastructure for the irrigation. Conservation of soil fertility, balanced use of fertilizer. Excess of fertilizer is something which is impacting our soil quality. So government has tried to balance it out and giving more emphasis on the soil fertility. Provide connectivity to the farm market, right? So all other initiative, the logistic part, the infrastructure part, the food storage facilities has again been improved, and even the government has come up with the infrastructure fund that would precisely focuses upon building agriculture infrastructure. So these were some of the major reform and initiative that was taken by the government of India. Now coming to the other news, that is anti-tank missile completes all its trial. This is something which is important for general studies. Paper 3, achievement in fields of science and technology, indigenous of technology and new technology. Also it is important for the security purposes, right? In general studies paper 3 only. So the helicopter launched, की अगर बात करें ना, this is anti-tank guided missile. Short में we call it AGTM. इसकी एक variant है Helena. This is being developed, and this is an indigenously developed anti-tank missile which has recently completed all its trial. So factually you have to remember this, and the process of issuing acceptance of necessity by would be started by the Indian Army. So इसके लिए जो formal procedures हैं वो complete की जाएगी, and once the AON, that is acceptance of necessity, is proceeded further, the request for the proposal would be issued, right? So some firing trials would also be done from the first production, and lot of army and other later stage. तो पहले इसको Air Force में induct की जाएगी. For army we have other variant also that would be inducted. So just to show you an image, how does this look? This is the images of the Helena missile, and this is how it is actually being launched, right? So India is definitely boosting all its Air Force capability by adopting this type of technology. Now, something more about Helena that you must know, and it is very important for your prelims examination also. So first and foremost, what is Helena? It's helicopter-based NAG, right? You know, NAG is a type of missile system, is a variant which is being developed by India. This is an indigenous developed third generation fire and forget anti-missile tank guided by the system, right? And this is basically used in advanced light helicopter. तो ALH जो है उसमें इसकी utilizations की जाती है. And this system is all weather, all night capacity that can defend the battle tank and conventionally armor as well as explosive reactor armor. So काफी एक potential advancement की गई है Indian Air Force में, जहाँ पे it can act as a potential in any other weather, in any any conditions, whether it is day or night, it can defeat in any battlefield. So it has a minimum range of 500 meters and a maximum range of 7 kilometers. Now the missile engage both, दो चीजों की यहाँ पे engagement होती है. First is both direct hit mode, the mode, and open tank mode. So these two mode can be actively function in this. And Helena weapon system is being inducted by Indian Army also. And other variant जो Helena की है, that is Dhruvastra. This is being inducted to Indian Air Force, right? Indian Air Force के लिए Dhruvastra है, और Helena जो है that is for Indian Army. So these two names would be important for you again. Now, the other news, that is India to take a call on Afghanistan investment. This is something which is important for general studies paper 2, India and its neighborhood relation. बात करें अफगानिस्तान की, जिस तरह से तालिबान के फोर्सेस ने अफगानिस्तान में पूरी तरह से अपनी फंक्शनिंग कर ली है, दे आर ऑपरेटिंग विद देम एंड दे आर फुल फ्लेज्ड गवर्नमेंट ओवर देयर. So this describe a situation where India need to think upon its infrastructure investment in a war-torn country, right? The situation is although stable, but India would definitely not move further because we do not have established a formal communications with Taliban, right? So अगर future investment की बात करें, so the decision would be taken by the Prime Minister along with the External Affairs Minister. This was being told by Mr. Nitin Gadkari, who is the Minister of Rail and Transport, right? Basically, he's the Minister of Road and Transport. So India has invested almost 3 billion in welfare of infrastructure project in the Afghanistan. So we have substantially contributed a lot in terms of Afghanistan development, but potentially due to some reason now India would not be looking forward with any other investment. So let's see what the Prime Minister is going to decide. And as per the Union Minister of Road and Transport and Highway, infrastructure project has been completed by India, and some of are yet on the ongoing situation. Right, still some of them are in ongoing phase, but most of them has been completed. कुछ इंडिया के इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स की अगर बात करें, अमंग देम इज सलमा डैम, द मोस्ट फेमस वन. दिस डैम इज लोकेटेड ऑन हरी रिवर in Herat province in Afghanistan. Since the dam was constructed by the government of India, the Afghan cabinet renamed as Salma Dam in Afghanistan India Friendship Dam. इसको in Afghan और India Friendship Dam के नाम से भी जाने जाती है. Now, Zarang Dehran Highway, this is 2,218 kilometers, which is built by the Border Road Organization, जो BRO है, उसके अंदर इसको डेवलपमेंट की गई है, and this is located close to the Afghanistan border with Iran. Now, Parliament, which was again built by India, so it was built in Kabul with the total cost of 90 million, right? And it was opened in 2015. I'm giving you some basic, some important infrastructure development that was done by India. There are a lot more small, कुछ ऐसे छोटे मोटे जो खास करके इनिशिएटिव्स है वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने काफ़ी ज़्यादा किए हैं. आई एम ओनली गिविंग यू द मेजर वन, राइट? So in 2016, Store Place, which is the presidential place in Indian Prime Minister has inaugurated there, which was actually built in 19th century. The place sitting for 1919 in the Rawalpindi Agreement, which the Afghanistan become the independent country. तो इसकी पूरी renovations की गई है इंडिया के थ्रू. Now some other category wise, if you talk, I have segregated everything category wise. तो आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं humanitarian assistance हो गई, economic development, capacity building, infrastructure project and connectivity. इसके अंदर 5 pillars of जो development है इंडिया ने की हुई है. You can take a screenshot of this images and you can read it, or you can pause this video. You can completely read it slowly, right? So everything has been given in this infograph. Now, empathy through educations. So बात करें अगर इस तरह की editorial की which tend to come very less in newspaper. Something which is important for general studies paper 4, ethics के paper में काफ़ी ज़्यादा important है, and even for those who have psychology optional, जिन लोगों की psychology optional है उन लोगों के लिए भी ये काफ़ी important है, right? So in this article it talks about empathy through education. We'll see how the empathy has to go. जो empathy learning है उसकी क्या क्या impact हो सकती है. So under this editorial, the entire theme is social and emotional learning, and I have segregated this into 4 subheads, that is social and economic learning, merits and advantages of SEL, challenges of SEL, and way forward. So let's understand this editorial in detail. The editorial talks about India's National Education Policy 2020, which specifically focus and mention about the social and emotional learning, we'll call it SEL, and it is an important facets of Indian education system, right? सेल की अगर बात करें, इट्स अ प्रोसेस ऑफ लर्निंग टू रिकॉग्नाइज एंड मैनेज द इमोशंस टू नेविगेट द सोशल सिचुएशन effectively. So it will build an idea, basically a broad understanding how the social situation should be effectively handled, and we can inculcate this idea while while the children is growing, इसे हम primary level पे, and even for the classes, अगर बात करें क्लास 9, 10, 11, 12, ये सारे ऐसे क्लासेस हैं जिनमें हम इस तरह के एजुकेशंस को इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हैं. So while the policy notes the numeracy and literacy as its central aim, जो सेल है that is social and emotional intelligence जो है that should be equally given importance as a goal and sets for the skill development. तो यहाँ पे बात की गई है जिस तरह से गवर्नमेंट ने न्यूमेरेसी और लिटरेसी को एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दी है न्यू एजुकेशन जो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है, उसी तर्ज पे हमें सेल दैट इज सोशल एंड इमोशनल लर्निंग पे भी ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है. Now, what is social and emotional learning? This is an foundational for human development, right? Human development की अगर हम cognitive development की बात करें, understanding of society की बात करें, so this is a foundation, right? It help in building healthy relationship, having self and social awareness, solving problem, making responsible decision, and academic learning. So these are some of the possible and positive outcomes of SEL, that is social and emotional learning. कुछ key elements की बात करें सेल की, that include empathy and theory of mind. So I will tell you what is empathy in this context and what is theory of mind. Empathy की बात करें, ये एक ability है to understand other person emotions and to be aware what they might be feeling with the emotion and their perspective. There's two words, one is sympathy and other is empathy, right? दोनों में difference ये, sympathy you sympathize that you are understanding the problem, but in empathy you actually feel how a person feels, right? So this is the difference between sympathy and empathy. Now if we talk about the theory of mind, ये एक ability है to understand other intention, knowledge and belief and recognize that might be different from your own opinion, right? So these are two key important words, empathy and theory of mind. Now बात करते हैं merits and advantages की for the social and emotional learning. So researcher ये find किया कि student with greater and social skill and emotional regulation are more likely to have success. ऐसे बच्चों की सक्सेस होने की जो रेशियो है या फिर पोटेंशियल जो है वो काफ़ी हाई होती है. And interestingly, scientists have also proposed that the psychological and both the physiological and psychological factor आर इनहेरेंट लिंक्ड, राइट? आप देखोगे अगर जिस बच्चों की खास करके इस तरह की स्किल्स हाई होती है वो अपने साइकोलॉजिकल और फिजियोलॉजिकल फैक्टर्स दोनों को इंटरलिंक करके ही फंक्शन करते हैं. डिस्पाइट द इम्पोर्टेंस टू लाइफ, जो सोशल एंड इमोशनल लर्निंग इज ऑफन एडेड एज अ चैप्टर इन लार्ज करिकुलम rather than being integrated to it, राइट? तो हमें इस बार गवर्नमेंट को जो डिसीजन लेने की ज़रूरत है and the school has to take a play that they should integrate the larger curriculum so that students get benefit out of it, right? And to overcome this challenge, a vital is to consider that the learning process जो है वो social और emotional experiences दोनों को include करे. There can be a participation, there can be an activity, there can be a case study which can help student to create and generate more and more social emotions regarding any sensitive issues as well. Now, some challenges to the social and emotional learning. So the pandemic has brought unprecedented challenges to it, as the school closure reduced opportunities for the student to deepen the social relationship and learn collaboratively with the physical spaces. So this has created a vacuum that definitely need to be filled by the schools and other teachers. Now, what is the way forward in this? There should be an effort that should incorporate SEL into the education across communities, चाहे वो different cultures हो, different social strata हो, हर जगह पे ये चीज़ों को priority देने की ज़रूरत है. Not always in school, even in the village area or in a gram panchayat, we can have a seminar that can help to build this idea, right? तो इस तरह के awareness campaign भी लगाए जा सकते हैं. And a starting point would be to consider insights from India. इंडिया की जो सेल की फ्रेमवर्क है उसके कुछ अगर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स की बात करें तो इसमें 3 इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रेमवर्क हो सकती है. पहला दैट इज जो सेल की एप्लीकेशन है दैट शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन स्टूडेंट सोशियो इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड. जो दूसरी है दैट इज अ केयर टेकर एंड एजुकेटेड दैट मस्ट अलाइन विथ ईच अदर. And third is the long term success that requires social and emotional learning to be based on scientific evidence. अगर कुछ ऐसे साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट हैं जिनके थ्रू इन बच्चों के बेनिफिट मिल सकती है, सो दैट शुड फर्दर बी द पार्ट ऑफ स्कूल करिकुलम, राइट? So this is a way forward for all the students who have opted psychology as their optional. These type of topic is again something which is very important for you, right? Now coming to the other editorial, unblock the system. This is something which is important for general studies paper 2. Structure, organization and function of executive and judiciary. सो इस एडिटोरियल में मैंने इसको 4 सब टॉपिक में डिवाइड किया हुआ. दैट इज सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ऑब्जर्वेशंस क्या हैं ट्राइब्यूनल को लेकर के, कंसर्न्स रिगार्डिंग द आईबीसी, impact of Supreme Court pressures and conclusion. So in this editorial, the focus is upon the vacancies that is there in the tribunal and the insolvency resolutions, right? So let's understand this editorial in detail. बात करें इस editorial की, so government ने recently जो insolvency and bankruptcy code है, we call it in short form as IBC, which was actually come into action in 2016. So it said that it has improved India's ranking in ease of doing businesses index over the last couple of years. This is what the government has claimed since the inceptions and after all the success of insolvency and bankruptcy code. But what Supreme Court has to note, the observation which was made by the Chief Justice of India, Mr. N.V. Ramana, he has categorically said that the spot on the vacancies जो tribunal में भी vacancies खाली हैं, that have slowed the process of insolvency resolutions due to high pendency of cases. And why these cases are high? Because जो मैन पावर की ज़रूरत है हमारे पास वो एक्चुअल में ट्राइब्यूनल के पास नहीं है, राइट? सो दिस इज अ कंसर्न दैट वाज रेज्ड. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक्चुअल ऑब्जर्वेशन, क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है अपनी बातों में. सो द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इट्स ऑब्जर्वेशन नोटेड जो NCLT है, there are 2 observations they have made, one regarding to NCLT and other is NCLAT. So this is National Company Law Tribunal and this is National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दोनों ऑब्जर्वेशंस में ये कहा कि अगर NCLT की बात करें, यहाँ टोटल सैंक्शंस जो है वो 30 मेंबर्स की है, राइट? अभी प्रेजेंट में 30 मेंबर्स हैं, बट इसकी जो टोटल स्ट्रेंथ है दैट इज 63. सो जस्ट टू गिव यू एन आइडिया, NCLT comprises the total composition of 63, out of which only 30, this would be better in this manner, 63 total and out of which only 30 are working, right? So half the number is still not functional. और वहीं पे अगर नेशनल कंपनी लॉ एपेलेट ट्राइब्यूनल की बात करें, so this has total 11 members and now this is functioning only with the 8 members. So this is the difference that Supreme Court has told, and they have highlighted the issues with the government that why government is not fulfilling this vacancy at the earliest, and because of which we have lot of pending cases, right? So ये दोनों बातें जो CGI है उन्होंने अपने रिमार्क्स में दिया. And recently the government has appointed 18 more members to the NCLT and 8 judicial and 10 टेक्निकल्स, राइट? तो इस चीज़ को ध्यान देते हुए जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कंसर्न रेज किए, सो नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्राइब्यूनल में एडिशनली 18 लोगों को और अपॉइंट की गई, तो इसकी जो टोटल स्ट्रेंथ हो गई है दैट इज 48 एज ऑफ नो, राइट? एंड दीज वैकेंसीज आर कंसर्निंग बिकॉज अगर आप केसेस की बात करेंगे, सो द टोटल केसेस वाज अराउंड 13,170, राइट? सो दिस वर द केसेस विच वाज द पार्ट ऑफ दैट. एंड उसमें अगर एक्टिव केसेस की अगर आप बात करें, सो आउट ऑफ विच 2785 is a petition which was filed for the financial creditors and 5973 was the operational creditors, right? So these concerns were raised by the Supreme Court and consequently government has taken some action. Now concern regarding the IBC, अगर IBC की बात करें which was actually enacted with an objective, जहाँ पे ये कोशिश की गई थी कि इसमें रिजोल्यूशंस दी जाएगी जितने भी डेट्स हैं, पेंडेंसी ऑफ अपील्स है, केसेस जितने भी कॉर्पोरेट इंसॉल्वेंसी रिजोल्यूशन के प्रोसेस हैं जिसको CIRP भी कहते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट इंसॉल्वेंसी रिजोल्यूशन प्रोसेसेस को एक पेस दी जाएगी, बट एक्चुअली जो फाइनल रिजोल्यूशंस होनी चाहिए थी दैट हैज़ नॉट बीन अचीव्ड आइडियली, and these are the concern that was raised by the Supreme Court, and even it is evident कि जो जितने pending cases है because of the paucity of the manpower, this is not actually functioning at its full potential. So if it is being asked in examination कि आप अभी के challenges को बताएं, तो मैन पावर की जो प्रॉब्लम है, the manpower problem, you can highlight that this is the problem which government should definitely look at. Now let's understand what was the impact of Supreme Court pressure which they tried to put upon the government in fulfilling and filling the vacant position which was there in the tribunal. So Supreme Court has granted time to the government till September 30 ताकि वो डिसीजन ले इस रिगार्ड में, इस कंसर्न में, और जितनी जल्दी हो सकती है जो वैकेंट पोजीशंस हैं उनको पूरी तरह से फिल करे ताकि जो पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस है दैट कैन बी basically get a resolution at the earliest. So in that regard government has appointed 18 member. बस इस 18 member की appointment से कुछ होना नहीं है. No, the Supreme Court has again expressed the discomfort by the government appointment and it says that more and more resolution need to be done. जितने भी और vacant positions हैं उनको select committee जितनी जल्दी हो सकती है उसको recommend करे. And the Supreme Court has also said that whatever list they have shared with the government is not taking a conclusive action or efforts on it, right? So in response to that, कोर्ट ने ये अपने अटॉर्नी जनरल को ये कहा और अटॉर्नी जनरल ये अश्योर किए कि विद इन 2 weeks गवर्नमेंट वुड बी अपॉइंटिंग ऑल अदर मेंबर्स, राइट? Thus the vacancy of NCLT is now back to 33. So let's see how this more basically जो इतनी भी अभी पेंडिंग वैकेंसीज हैं वो कितनी जल्दी वो फुलफिल की जा सकती है. Now conclusion, reforming the tribunal system in India may be a well, but यहाँ पे अगर बात करिए remedies की, so this is a old age problem. We need to definitely make our judicial system more functional, more capable, so that it can ultimately help in giving the resolutions to the entity or to the individual, right? तो ज़रूरत है गवर्नमेंट सारे चीज़ों को एड्रेस करे जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की कंसर्न है, which was again raised by the Chief Justice of India, should be given priority. और जितनी भी वैकेंट पोस्ट है रिगार्डिंग अपॉइंटमेंट विच शुड बी मेल्ड शुड बी गिवन एट द अर्लीस्ट, ताकि जो ट्रांसफरिंग ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शन है आईबीसी की दैट शुड आल्सो बी गिवन टू द हाई कोर्ट्स. अगर ज़रूरत पड़े तो उसके जुरिस्डिक्शंस को हाई कोर्ट में भी ट्रांसफर की जा सकती है. आईबीसी इटसेल्फ वाज फाउंडेड टू एक्सपीडिएट द प्रोसेस ऑफ रिजोल्यूशन, बट इट somehow has not functioned to its full potential, right? So this is a conclusion. If you're writing in mains paper, you can conclude in this fashion. Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of Saturday questions. For the first question, the correct option is A. For the second question, the correct option is C. Now MCQ, that is Financial Action Task Force. आपको बताना है इनमें से कौन सा स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. दिस इज एन इंटरगवर्नमेंटल बॉडी और इसकी जो अगर ऑब्जेक्टिव की बात करें, इट सेट स्टैंडर्ड्स टू प्रमोट इफेक्टिव implementation of legal, regulatory and operational framework in combating the money laundering and terror financing. So what you can do, you can pause this video, you can read the statement slowly and then you can let me know which among the following is the correct option in the comment section down below, right? तो आप कमेंट करके जो करेक्ट ऑप्शन है एलिमिनेशन मेथड का यूज करिए और आंसर मार्क करिए. Now the second question is regarding the comprehensive economic cooperation and partnership. So this was done among the following countries? You have to name whether it is India, Mauritius, India, Sri Lanka, India, Japan, or India, Maldives. So if you know the correct answer, do participate. Write your answer in the comment section down below. This was all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQs. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening.